never thought I'd be caught in the middle of my parents' marital drama, but here I am. I'm a 22-year-old woman, and my dad, who's 41, is absolutely livid that my 39-year-old mom has been sleeping with other people. The kicker? It was all part of an open marriage that he wanted. Let me give you some background. My parents got married super young, mainly because my dad got my mom pregnant. Their families basically forced them to tie the knot. My grandfather managed to set up a business for my dad in the big city, so we moved here right after I was born. My mom grew up in this tiny, conservative southern town where girls were taught to be these perfect, submissive wives. Even after we moved to the city, she was like a fish out of water. She didn't have any friends and never went out. My dad, he was barely around, always off on business trips, providing for us financially, but not really there as a husband or a father. Don't get me wrong, we never wanted for anything. My dad made good money, but growing up, I became my mom's best friend by default. We talk about everything. I kept pushing her to make friends, to find hobbies. It took years, but she finally started going to this park near our house. That's where she met her first real friend, a gym trainer. With some encouragement from her new friend and me, she decided to join the gym. At the gym, she started to build a bit of a social circle. It wasn't much, but it was something. And she still told me everything, which is how I know what happened next. About a year ago, my dad came to my mom with this idea for an open marriage. I'm pretty sure his new secretary put the idea in his head. He told my mom he wasn't happy, that she wasn't giving him everything he wanted. My mom, being the good Christian wife she thought she had to be, was absolutely horrified. She came to me in tears, telling me about his proposal. I suggested divorce, but she wouldn't hear of it, said it was against her beliefs, and that she wouldn't be the one to end their marriage. My dad kept pushing, and I knew exactly where this was headed if my mom agreed. Her gym friend and I convinced her to go for it. She was hesitant at first, but she finally agreed on one condition: total transparency between her and my dad. Now, here's the thing. My dad's this middle-aged guy with a bit of a belly. Well, my mom's gotten really fit from all her time at the gym. I don't know what my dad was thinking or what he expected to happen. I helped my mom set up some online dating profiles about 6 months ago. She got an insane number of matches. After chatting with a bunch of guys for a few months, she started hooking up with a few of them. All this attention has been amazing for her confidence. She seems happier, more alive. Meanwhile, my dad hooked up with his secretary almost immediately, but he's had pretty lousy luck with other women. Because of their transparency agreement, my mom tells him about all her hookups. A few weeks ago, my dad lost it and screamed at my mom over some tiny thing. In the past, she would have apologized, but with her newfound confidence, she stood her ground. These past few weeks have been nothing but fights. My dad keeps starting arguments, making snide comments about my mom's clothes or how she looks. He almost called her a whore once, but caught himself. I think the reality of this open marriage is finally sinking in for him. My mom told me he tried to have a conversation about ending the open marriage, but she shut that down real quick. I have a feeling they're headed for a split. It's weird to think about my parents breaking up. My dad was never really there for either of us, but it still feels strange. I don't feel bad for him, though. I just wish he'd put more effort into his family. As for my mom, I'm happy for her. She's finally living her life. A few days after I first wrote about this, things took a turn. My dad left our house and had divorce papers served to my mom within a week. My grandparents had no idea about any of this until my dad told them when he filed for divorce. He implied to them that my mom had been cheating on him, which isn't the whole truth. Both sets of grandparents showed up at our house and started laying into my mom. I had kept screenshots of all my parents' communications, just in case. My mom showed these to the grandparents, and things got even worse. The grandparents started fighting with each other, each blaming the other's child for causing this mess. A few days later, my mom's old church friends showed up. These are the same people who used to look down on her for being from a small town back when she still went to church. My mom's always been really caring and non-judgmental, so she didn't agree with their bigotry. They ended up excluding her from their activities. After she met her gym friends, my mom stopped going to church altogether. These church friends had the nerve to come to our house and start calling my mom a slut. She kicked them out, and good for her. My mom's been on a cut recently, so she's got these really defined abs and arms. On top of all the other crap being thrown at her, my grandparents accused her of having a man body and started spewing all this transphobic nonsense. It's been awful, but her trainer friend has been an amazing support through all of this. She put my mom in touch with the attorney she used for her own divorce, and my mom's been spending a lot of time at her house. Here's the real kicker. It turns out the business my dad has been running actually belongs to my mom. My mom's dad set it up in her name, so legally, it's hers. I had no idea about this until now. I always assumed my dad owned it. The whole situation is a complete mess. My dad's living in some hotel, and my grandparents finally left yesterday after a week of fighting and trying to force my parents back together. I know there's going to be a lot more drama as the divorce moves forward, but I'm hoping things calm down for a bit. My mom doesn't deserve all this hate and judgment. She's just living her life and finally finding some happiness. As for my dad, well, he got exactly what he asked for. He just didn't expect my mom to be the one who'd benefit from it.